In Japanese, the United States is referred to as Beikoku, a term that literally means rice country. At first glance, this designation might seem ironic or even humorous, given the United States' culinary associations with foods rather than rice. Thus, this raises a natural question. Why does Japan use a term meaning rice country to refer to the United States? To understand the origin of the term, it's helpful to consider some historical context. Before World War II, Japan often used a writing method known as a teji to represent foreign place names and loan words. This approach involves selecting kanji characters based primarily on their phonetic value rather than the semantic meaning in order to approximate the sound of the original word. Common during a time when kanji was more dominant in written Japanese, a teji allowed for the transcription of foreign names using familiar script. Although the chosen characters do have inherent meanings, in this context they serve a phonetic purpose only, rendering any literal translation of the characters unrelated. This explains why the early phonetic rendering of America in Japanese used the kanji sequence Amerika, chosen solely for their approximate pronunciation rather than their meanings. Among these, the character me, also pronounced be in Japanese, corresponds to the me syllable in America. Although me typically means rice in the Japanese language, its selection here was purely phonetic. Over time, me became the shorthand symbol for the United States, while a, originally used to represent the a in America, came to signify Asia in Japanese, derived from the full kanji form Asia. Thus, the association of the US with the character for rice is thus coincidental and stems from linguistic convention rather than any cultural or agricultural connection. To further demonstrate the phonetic function of these kanji, consider a few other examples. France is abbreviated as futsu, a character that typically means Buddha. India is represented by in, meaning seal or stamp, and Germany is rendered as doitsu, meaning alone. These characters were not chosen for their meanings, but to approximate the sound of the original names. In formal or compound usage, it became customary to create abbreviated forms by selecting one character from the original ateji and appending koku, meaning country. This convention was widely adopted in earlier periods for writing foreign country names. Examples include the already mentioned Beikoku for the United States and Eikoku for the United Kingdom. While such abbreviations still appear in formal writing or specific contexts, they are infrequently used in everyday language and bear no semantic connection to the literal meanings of the kanji characters involved. This method reflects an older convention that has largely fallen out of use for naming most countries. In contemporary Japanese, foreign country names are more commonly rendered using katakana, a phonetic syllabary specifically designed for representing non-Japanese words and loanwords. Following the end of Japan's isolationist Edo period, the country was suddenly confronted with the need to translate and incorporate a vast array of foreign terms. To address this linguistic challenge, it became standard practice to use katakana, a script originally derived from shorthand annotations used in Buddhist texts to phonetically transcribe foreign words into Japanese. This system allowed for a consistent and adaptable way to represent non-native vocabulary. Katakana is a straightforward and efficient script consisting of just 48 fundamental characters derived from elements of more intricate kanji. While it is occasionally used for native Japanese terms not typically written in kanji, and for certain grammatical functions, its primary role is the phonetic transcription of foreign words and the representation of loanwords. This system enables the seamless integration of vocabulary from other languages into Japanese, allowing foreign terms to be adapted quickly and made to conform to Japanese pronunciation conventions. In modern Japanese, the names of most countries are written in katakana, reflecting their foreign origin. For example, the name America is commonly rendered as the familiar America. Interestingly, the katakana character me used in this transcription visually resembles the kanji be or me as seen in the formal abbreviation for the United States Beikoku. However, for neighbouring Asian countries with a historical or linguistic connection to Chinese characters, Japanese typically employs kanji rather than katakana. For instance, China is written as Chugoku, not China, Taiwan appears as Taiwan, South Korea is written as Kenkoku, and Hong Kong as Hong Kong. While modern Japanese typically represents country names using katakana transliterations such as Mexico for Mexico and Burajiru for Brazil, older kanji-based names occasionally still appear. These traditional forms are generally associated with countries that had established historical ties with Japan prior to the Meiji era. Today, such kanji representations are primarily used as abbreviated references in formal or specialized contexts. Although both the United Kingdom and England are commonly rendered phonetically in katakana as igirisu, they are also represented in kanji as ikoku. The character e, which can mean excellent or distinguished, was not selected for any cultural symbolism such as associations with royalty or chivalry, but rather for its phonetic approximation of the original name. This character continues to appear in terms such as ego, meaning the English language. Likewise, the character be, historically adopted to represent the United States, remains in use as a shorthand reference in modern Japanese. It appears in compound terms like Beigun, the US military, Kobe, pro-American, and Beiniusu, American news, demonstrating the character's continued role in designating American-related concepts. This has been me, Jack, and please leave all your comments in Japanese down below.